Subscribe, hype, like, and donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic SeanzViewEnt, your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash SeanzViewEnt.
Breaking news on next year's WrestleMania right here on SeanzViewEnt, where we settle the score where it is not a snore. We work around the clock for the viewers, the fans, the subscribers, because we believe in each and every one of you. Ladies and gentlemen, is WrestleMania moving away from Saudi Arabia? Disruptions, cancellations, backlash. Should WWE WrestleMania ever went to Saudi Arabia for next year anyways? Well, we just got done with this year's WrestleMania. We got breaking news on Roman Reigns and the world title and what's going on there, what a situation that is arising. But first off, the Nashville Tourism Group and the Tennessee Titans announced that WrestleMania 43 was originally scheduled to take place at the new Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee in 2027. The new stadium is set to open in February of 2027. However, that plan changed according to those in the know. The reason given is that the date didn't work out. Nashville officials say they are now looking at future years to host WrestleMania. WWE has now instead chose Saudi Arabia to host WrestleMania 43 in 2027, marking the first time the event will be held outside North America. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, your emotions. Should the WWE have stayed in Nashville? Should have they worked a way for that date to work? Because they're saying, well, it didn't work. It didn't get the job done. So now we're going to go and get that Saudi Arabia money. Now, that makes me think, did the WWE really want to go to Saudi Arabia? Now, I understand they're getting all these millions and millions of dollars, and I get it, and I understand it's all about the payday for the WWE superstars. But I think it would have been a hell of a lot better had WWE WrestleMania come to Nashville instead of Saudi Arabia. But again, hey, who am I to say anything? I'm just here to give you my view, my opinion, my expertise. But ladies and gentlemen, you want to talk about rattling it. You want to talk about shaking it. You want to talk about absolute disruption. That is what we might be talking about. That is what we might be bringing up right here on your original source for the hottest, the latest, the greatest in WWE. What if I told you that CM Punk is actually still legitimately, technically, the World Heavyweight Champion? Yeah, you heard that right. Not because Roman Reigns isn't talented, not because the match wasn't incredible, because it was probably the match of the year candidate. It may go down as the match of the last decade of Roman Reigns and CM Punk's illustrious career. But because there was a moment inside that WrestleMania 42 main event that should have ended the night completely different, and a former WWE referee just wanted record to confirm it. We're talking about a clear, blatant, textbook DQ, a disqualification that the referee watched happen right in front of him and did nothing. And now the WWE Universe is asking the question that nobody inside WWE wants to answer. Should Roman Reigns forfeit the World Heavyweight Championship? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to have a very hard time arguing that he shouldn't be, that Roman Reigns should no longer be the World Heavyweight Champion. Now, if you remember, Roman Reigns and CM Punk are tearing the house down. The crowd was going absolutely insane, and then it happens. Punk is hung upside down in the corner of the ring. He's tangled in the ropes, completely defenseless, and Roman Reigns, the challenger, not the champion at that time, picks up the steel ring steps, not a chair, not a kendo stick, the steel steps, the massive heavy steel steps that sit outside the ring, and he drives them directly into the face, into the skull of the then World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk. In a standard match, the no DQ stipulation, the no DQ stipulation, no special rules announced before the entrance, a regular championship match at the biggest show of the year. Punk was busted wide open, blood pouring down his face. The referee standing right there saw every single second of it and did not call for a disqualification. Therefore, CM Punk should still be the reigning defending World's Heavyweight Champion. But here's where it gets very interesting, because it's one thing for fans to get upset about it, but it's another entirely when the people who used to enforce those rules start speaking out. Ladies and gentlemen, a guy who spent decades inside that ring calling the matches at the highest level was asked directly about the steel step spot on social media. His answer was short. His answer was clear. And his answer is the reason that we're making this video right now. And remember, for more videos like this, remember to like, hype, become a channel member today, and donate with a super thanks donation. Yeah, It sure is a DQ. Don't know why the referee didn't protect himself while going over it in rehearsals. Let that sink in for a second. A man who actually refereed WWE matches for years, someone who knows the rules better than almost anyone on the planet, looked at that spot and said without hesitation, yes, that is a disqualification. He didn't hedge. He didn't say maybe. He didn't say it depends. He said, yes, it's a DQ. And that question by the referee working the match didn't address it before WrestleMania even started. That phrase, protect himself in rehearsals, is very telling for those of you who understand how WWE matches work. Referees go over spots before big matches. They know what is coming. They agree on how to handle the gray areas. So either the referee was told to look the other way or something went wrong in the plan. Either way, under standard WWE rules, the match should have ended right then and there. CM Punk should have been handed back his world championship, whether you like him or not. And Roman Reigns should have walked out of Allegiant Stadium empty-handed. Now, I want to be here. I want to be very fair for the viewers, the fans, and the subscribers, okay? Roman Reigns is one of the greatest of all time. The match itself was incredible. Both men delivered something special that night, but greatness doesn't change the rulebook. If you or I are playing a game and one person breaks the rules and the referee misses it, the result is still tainted. Doesn't matter how good the game was. Doesn't matter who was winning. The rules exist for a reason. And the rule in a standard WWE Championship match is simple. You use a weapon, you get disqualified. The champion retains. By that standard, Roman Reigns is holding a championship that he should not have. Which brings us to the two biggest questions hanging over WWE right now following WrestleMania. Number one, does CM Punk have a legitimate case to invoke his rematch clause immediately based on the controversial finish? Number two, is the board of directors going to get involved? Is TKO going to get involved and reverse the decision? Or will CM Punk be handed back the World Heavyweight Championship? And number three, because I thought we had two, but we got three reasons, and this is the one that could blow everything wide open. Does, again, the WWE Board of Directors have the authority to review the WrestleMania 42 finish and strip the title from Roman Reigns? Should Roman Reigns have to forfeit the World's Heavyweight Championship? Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your emotions. But lenient isn't a rule, guys. Lenient, because we heard about that. Oh, the referees allowing these two a little leeway. Well, lenient isn't written in the WWE rulebook. And if leniency applies to Roman Reigns using the steel steps, then leniency should only apply to every single superstar, should apply to every single star and every single match from this point forward. You can't have it both ways. Meanwhile, CM Punk now is walking around the loser, the challenger, who is already dealing with the fallout from the MGM Grand Hotel controversy with that fan where he smacked someone's cell phone out of their hand. Now has to decide whether he's going to push for his rematch clause or let this quietly disappear. If Punk pushes this publicly, he calls out, and if he calls out the finish to the board of directors or on Monday Night Raw, if he demands the board review the tape, this becomes the biggest storyline going into Backlash 2026. And honestly, that might be exactly what WWE has planned. So here's where things stand right now as it concerns Roman Reigns and the coveted World's Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns is the World Heavyweight Champion, officially. Jacob Fatu has already challenged him for Backlash 2026 on May 9th. The match is on the table. But if CM Punk comes out on Raw and invokes his rematch clause based on the DQ controversy, now you have a three-way situation potentially at Backlash. That is appointment television. That is the kind of layered, messy, dramatic storytelling that makes WWE must-watch. The Steel Steps moment might have looked like a simple spot in a great match, but it planted a seed, and that seed is growing fast. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Brash and the Brazen, Sean's View Entertainment. We raise the bar on the hottest, the latest, the greatest, the newest, the most definitive, because without you, there is no Sean View. We come to the forefront because Sean View Entertainment knows that we deliver around the clock, because Sean View Entertainment knows, oh, I know, all right, that Roman Reigns should not be the World Heavyweight Championship. You want to talk about cheating. You want to talk about, well, should we expect anything less from the OTC? And again, say what you want, but this was a regular one-on-one match that should have ended when it did, when those steel steps came into play. Subscribe for more on WWE news and rumors.